Hey friends, Kathleen here with one of your favorite topics, seasonal decorating. Now, seasonal decorating, sometimes people get all worked up about it, and it's going to be so much work, it's going to take so much time, so much money. It doesn't need to do that. I'm going to show you some ideas today for a vignette. Vignettes, what I call them, are warm, fuzzy focal points. So putting a few seasonal elements together in 2 to 3 places in a room, depending on how big the room is and how much surface space you have, that reflect the season. So I don't necessarily, at this time of year, I don't decorate for Halloween. I don't decorate for Thanksgiving. I decorate for fall, for autumn. That keeps things flexible. I can use some of the elements other times of the year as well. And it helps me to kind of keep things fluid and creative and doesn't cost a lot of money every year. So one of the first things I've done, I'm at my dining room table, and we'll share more about that later. But one of the first things I do is make sure any table coverings I have, this is the white texture that I have for summertime and leading into autumn. So I've gotten rid of that. And I've put this beautiful soft sand colored textured cloth on with a little bit of shimmer. Now, you all know I like my sparkle and shine and shimmer, but the winter months when it gets dark earlier is a really nice time to bring out things that reflect the light, because it makes your space feel less dark and cave-like when it's getting dark at 5 o'clock, and it will reflect the light, whatever light you have on, and just kind of make things feel warm with a little bit of a glow. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be gaudy or anything. It doesn't have to be, metallics and sequins. This just has a nice little sheen to it. So then I like, of course, things with a little bit of glitter. So we start with a little placemat here that's got a little bit of glitter. I've got this nice little wood chunk here that works for all kinds of things. You can use this on a buffet, all types of ways. So hopefully we'll get to share some of those. So layers is what you're going for. Simple layers is what makes something feel like it's a little more complicated, took a little more time to put together, a little more elegant maybe, a little more thought out, but it's not a complicated process. So we've got the tablecloth, that's one layer. We've got the little placemat, that's another layer. We have the wooden chunk, it's another layer. And then I've taken 2 different little rings here. I have the ferns and I have this little berry. Now, for some people, using the berries would be just fine. And if that's your style, that's great. No problem. I like to have a little bit more oomph here. So I layered the, you can see my little hydrangeas falling out here. I layered the ferns underneath. Then I have this. This ring was just the berries. So I took a few little sprigs off of a hydrangea that I had, silk hydrangea, and I tucked them in here the last time I used it so that it would have a little bit of a floral element to it. And that's all you do. That's all I've done. I've just snipped them off and I just stuff them in there somewhere. Okay, and they stay. So the next thing that I will add to this is some fresh flowers. Okay, aren't these beautiful? My husband picked these up. I said, please bring me some fall flowers. One thing that you will almost always see in my home any time of year is some fresh flowers of some sort, whether I've picked them up at the grocery store, and these did come from the grocery store, or I've picked them out of my garden. Fresh flowers they just add so much. To me, I think flowers are one of God's most beautiful creations, and I just can't imagine living without them. So fresh flowers. And one thing that I like to do, one of my little tricks when I have a vase like this is a mason jar, which is cute and adorable. I like to kind of dress it up a little bit. So I take some ribbon, a little piece of ribbon. I'm going to use this little checked ribbon here, but you could use a solid or a sheer color, anything like that ties into your decor. So I simply wrap it around, and you'll be happy to know there's no bow required. I know some of you are a little challenged with bows. They're really not difficult. Maybe someday I'll do a little tutorial on that. But you just fold it over. This is wired ribbon, so you can make it do whatever you want, which is wonderful. Don't you wish more things in life were like that? Spend them a little and make them do what you want. So we have that ribbon on there. And even just that is a beautiful vignette. Don't you agree? You've got the flowers, you've got the layers here. So that in itself is beautiful. But maybe you have a little bit larger space that you'd like to cover, so you can add a few more things to it. I have this really cute little embroidered little pumpkin here. So I might tuck that over in here. And I have a candle. A little seasonal candle there. You want to make sure it's not so close that it catches anything on fire. Fire's not good in this case. Okay. And then you might want to add even a few little, these are just little fake pumpkin squash. You might want to tuck something maybe over here around the little pumpkin. I've got, this is a little silk cabbage flower here. See, it kind of mimics this. You might want to pick up something like that. Maybe tuck it down in here. Another little layer. I'm definitely not one of those less is more girls. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that. And then I would maybe tuck one over here, just on the table. I've got a couple more. It's good to work in odd numbers when you're using little pieces like this. So you might want to tuck something in there, and then maybe tuck it over in here as well. And you just hide the little stem underneath the placemat or something. So there you go. There you go. You've got this beautiful vignette that maybe takes up a little more space, and you can change out the flowers. If the flowers kind of start to droop, change out the flowers. If you wanted to have more of a monochromatic look, you could select flowers that kind of blend even a little bit more with the colors that you have here. If you wanted to add even a little bit more to it, I have this adorable little feather tree that I picked up probably at Home Goods or something like that. So when I picked this up, my husband was like, "What in the world are you going to do with that?" So I said, "I don't know," which is usually my answer. And but it's great. You know, I've used it on the mantle. I've used it on the table. And what I want you to pay attention to here is we've got heights. Okay, so this isn't the same height as the flowers. We've got, this is tall. This goes down a little bit further. Then you've got these things that are kind of different layers and levels down here as well. So you've got a beautiful vignette. It's got some flow. It's got beautiful colors. And how easy was that? A couple of minutes? Now, obviously, I've collected some of these things over the years, which I would encourage you to do is to go in wherever you store things, you know, your basement, your cabinets, your attic, wherever it is for you. For me, it's all over my house. But wherever that is for you, kind of shop your home first and see what you have that you can transform a little table or space in and create your own little fall vignette. It's easy. It's fun. Don't stress about it. Use what you have, adapt it to your style, and enjoy. See you later. Bye-bye.